Hello everyone, this is Walking Problem. Of course, I'm not going to miss this episode in the latest part of Raeesah Khan saga. And when I first saw the news yesterday, when I this is this article, when I saw this headline, I was like, "What the hell?" The whole thing just exploded because my first reaction was that Raeesah Khan backstabbed the Workers' Party or Pritam Singh, and then of course this is just a headline, and then when I go through the article, it wasn't that clear, about all the details, because ultimately we are just reading the article, and and I was very excited that I really wanted to kind of like quickly do a video, but I was just happens to be busy as well, so I didn't manage to do the video in a quick reaction to this article. And then as the day goes on, more and more revelations came up. We have MS News coming out, saying that Pritam Singh actually asked Raeesah to substantiate the anecdote, and then we have the Raeesah Khan, saying that WP didn't tell her to come clean, and then we also have the Raeesah Khan's assistant here up, like saying some things that is actually disadvantageous to the Workers' Party, and she really wanted to do right for the country, then the party first. And then I'm in a conundrum because how do I cover this instead of breaking up into multiple videos? So I decided that I need to watch the entire thing. So I actually literally watched the entire thing. You can see this how long? This a 3 hour 10 minutes video, 1 hour 54 minutes. So it's 2 hours video, half an hour video, half an hour video, another 2.5 hour video, and this another 10 minutes video. So it's 3, 5, 6, 7, 8.5 hours. I watched them all. Yeah, you can see I watched them all. And after you watch 8.5 hour worth of hearing, it's hard to get excited. I'm quite numb now. So this makes the video a bit hard to do. So, and I also not sure how to approach this video because so much was being said, and I decided that I actually just do a summary for you, and on a chronological order. So in case you can't watch all this because it's humanly possible, but it's not practically humanly possible to watch all of them. Let me just go through what actually happened. So Raeesah Khan, this girl here, decided to go on to create to submit a speech, and she knows that it's going to be a controversial one because this is something to do with her activism, something that she had kind of resisted to do over the past 2 years as an MP, and then she decided to finally unleash herself upon Singapore, and talk about women rights issues. And I believe that because she submitted, so in the Workers' Party they have this procedure that for all your parliamentary speeches you need to submit 5 days before, and so and then when they have this platform which they submit to, which all the sitting MPs will be able to go through and give comments and amendments so that they can actually go to Parliament and speak and not surprise everyone. But Raeesah Khan's speech was submitted 2 days before her speech, and she added an amendment 1 day before, which means that there is literally not enough time, other than maybe Pritam Singh or anyone who cares will be able to see, because most people, you must imagine that even they are a small party of maybe how many people, almost 10 people, there is still a lot of speeches, so there's a lot of things, and they are all busy people. So Pritam Singh will be the point person to actually care, and and what was the amendment in the 1 day before? So she submitted 2 days before, so it's already making it a bit hard for people to actually scrutinize her speech. And 1 day before, what she did was that she added the story of her accompanying someone to the police station. This is the part that she added 1 day before. So this was done deliberately because you don't submit a speech so late. And if you're going to submit it so late, you don't talk about it, in fact, until the next parliamentary session. And Pritam Singh, I believe, made the wrong move by not blocking her speech, and she managed to continue on and made that historical speech that created the entire saga. So from that point, we can kind of see that Raeesah Khan deliberately tried to hide the speech from the rest of the party members, and so that she knows that it's going to be controversial. She don't want to face up to the scrutiny, and she tried to want to just push it through, and she added a controversial point, and just one day before the speech, hoping that no one sees it. But Pritam Singh actually saw it, and he actually circled the anecdote, which is the story, and then he actually added the word substantiate. So you can see here, Pritam Singh left substantiate comments on Raeesah Khan's false anecdote. The funny thing is that, so you see, Pritam Singh actually initially asked her to substantiate the false anecdote, but the weird thing is that Raeesah Khan don't understand the word substantiate. She doesn't understand what he meant and did not respond. So that is weird, because how can you not understand what's the meaning of substantiate? So let's give her the benefit of the doubt. She don't understand. But did she? No, so I'm not giving her a benefit of the doubt. Yeah, I'm not giving her the benefit of the doubt. Like I said, she purposefully submitted the speech late, and she added an anecdote one day before the speech. So 2 days before she submitted the speech, 1 day before she added the anecdote, and Pritam Singh actually caught it, and she ignored him and went on to say the speech. And it was flagged. You see, despite the late amendment, the anecdote was flagged and circled and commented substantiate. So unfortunately, Pritam Singh did not act further, because we can imagine ourselves, being in Pritam Singh's position, where he got a lot to do, a lot of things need to be he need to care about and worry about, and he wouldn't have expected any of his MP going to be behaving in such a irresponsible way. And maybe after he just circled and substantiate, and then he just move on, and then probably might even forget about it. So what happened next was what I would say implicates the Workers' Party the most. Because first, she can lie, you see, but you can always recover from it. She can admit that she lied. The Workers' Party can open a press conference, which I think should be the right thing to do. Immediately open a press conference, ask Raeesah Khan to come clean in public in front of the press, and close the entire chapter. Just like, something that they have faced before with the brown skin comment by Raeesah Khan. But they did not. So from my understanding is that Raeesah Khan actually realized that she did something wrong, because the entire parliamentary speech and then the debate that comes after her speech did not go the way how she imagined, which would have happened should she have submitted the article earlier into the Workers' Party platform, which the debate would have happened internally. But because she wanted to avoid discussing a controversial issue, she wanted to just go straight to the big stage, and now the debate was on the big stage, and then she realized that she cannot get away from it, and she started to worry. She have two best friends. So one best friend is this guy, this Nathan, and then this another guy, Lim, no, sorry, Lo Ping. So these two, Lo Ping and this guy, and this guy, Yudhishthira Nathan, Yudhishthira and Nathan and Lo Ping is her best friends. They are very close in age. I believe he's in mid-20s. Lo Ping is 30 years old, and I think Raeesah Khan is around in between the two of them. So they are very close friends. They have their own chat group. They talk about personal stuff and political stuff within the chat group. And Raeesah Khan first sounded out to these two very early on. She sounded out to Nathan on the same day that she might have done something wrong, or that or something like that. And then the next few days, she sounded out to the group, which is Nathan and Lo Ping, that she have done something very bad. She did not dare to say what. She just says something's very bad, and then Lo Ping and Nathan was like very worried. Lo Ping asked Raeesah Khan, "Is it that you resign or something?" Then she didn't know. So it was until almost 5 days later that Raeesah Khan actually admitted that she actually lied about the anecdote. And then, but by that point, she have already informed Pritam Singh. So allegedly, that she already informed Pritam Singh, and then so as a result, being Workers' Party members, Nathan and Lo Ping, of course, were like, okay, luckily you did that, at least you tell the party leadership, the party leadership can now do something about it. Unfortunately, the party leadership decided to advise her to just keep quiet. At least that's allegedly what had happened. So, and so from what transpired, was that they decided to ask her to just let the entire issue blow over, which is a very typical Workers' Party thing to do. I feel, where they, when problems come, they will just keep mum and then hope that the popular interest will be gone. Unfortunately, because Raeesah Khan's assertions affected the reputation of the police, so the police is not going to let it go. The Ministry of Home Affairs is not going to let it go. That's why this thing keep rolling down and rolling on. And Raeesah Khan made the initial statement in August. In September, she caught shingles. Shingles is some skin disease like chickenpox, and so she did not attend any parliamentary hearings. And then when she came back, the Minister of Home Affairs asked her again, "Are you sure what you said is true and that the thing that you said happened?" Because they investigated and they cannot find anything. And then she maintained the lie that everything is true. However, at this point of time, she was already under the counsel and advice of the party leadership, namely Pritam Singh and Sylvia Lim, and to a lesser extent, Faisal. So the party leadership is now advising her to keep quiet and maintain the lie. And this is where the main crux of the problem is, because why the Committee of Privileges is convened, it's because that no one person is going to be able to lie over such a long period of time. Because once you know that your lie is not to go through, you will probably admit it or stop with it very quickly, because you have no support. And it is inconceivable that the Workers' Party leadership will allow her to get away with it. Given the benefit of the doubt that everyone trusts the party leadership of the Workers' Party to have integrity, and everyone would have expected that the Workers' Party will actually investigate internally with her and try to substantiate what was said and maybe made a statement. However, the Workers' Party did not do that, and that arouses the suspicion from the PAP leaders, which is why the Committee of Privileges happened. That's why the PAP leaders, the ministers, did not want to let this thing rest, and they continue to dig on, because it does not make sense. Because they would not have implicated the Workers' Party leadership at the first place. However, because Raeesah Khan maintained her story for so long, for months, and the Workers' Party leadership did not say a single thing about this issue, maybe out of cowardice, maybe out of irresponsibility, maybe out of conservatism, I do not know. It's a terrible, terrible decision by the Workers' Party leadership to make such a decision to not end this entire saga as early as possible, knowing that she already lied and the police is trying to investigate. So the police actually, during that period, until October, that means from her first speech in August to the re-verification whether she lied or not in October, the police actually contacted at least twice to come down to interview, to actually provide more information about the issue, but she did not even reply. That means she did not even acknowledge the request. She just keep quiet. So after that, from what I understand from all the different hearings, was that they started to realize, the party leadership started to realize that the PAP government is not going to let this go, and then they started to work with Raeesah Khan to admit that she lied. They started to draft a speech, which involved Nathan, low paying. Maybe I should keep the tab open, right? So I keep this tab open. So the drafting of the speech, let me jump to the face so that you can have a so this low paying, so low paying is involved in the drafting of the speech, and we have Nathan, because these two are their closest friend, and then they are helping to do amendments. Of course, Raeesah Khan is the person that first came out with the entire thing, and then Nathan and Low Paying was helping with reorganization of the passage. This paragraph come first or this come later, so that the things be more smooth and help her to not reveal herself as a victim of sexual assault. And then this speech is also being viewed by Pritam Singh, Sylvia Lim, and if I'm not wrong, Faisal, as well as one more person, which was actually the legislative assistant of Raeesah Khan, which is this guy. So this guy, I didn't mention much about this guy because this guy didn't really understand. So this guy he's called Lim Hang Ling. So this guy did not know much. He's pretty much, even though his position is a legislative assistant, that means he's supposed to help Raeesah Khan with parliamentary issues, but but actually in actual fact his job is actually only grassroots level. So which is kind of a waste of his position, because that which also means that Raeesah Khan is actually kind of handicapped, because she should have a legislative assistant that help her with parliamentary issues. But so we have this guy which is totally useless in terms of parliamentary issues. But he was also given at least once to look at the speech, and then he also recommended some changes to the speech. So this guy know a bit. These two is actually the main people that actually help to craft this, to help to actually adjust the speech. And of course, towards the later stage, Pritam Singh and Sylvia Lim are the one that approved the speech at the end. So in October, so in early October was the part where Raeesah Khan got grilled about whether she actually lied, and she says she didn't. So after that they started to do this speech. So entire of October was them trying to do damage control, create the speech, and eventually in early November, I think November the 1st, she came out in Parliament and said the speech and admit that she actually lied in Parliament. So you can see the entire process of this story is somewhat terrible, but it's still rather if you're a supporter of a Workers' Party, you can still kind of like appreciate what's happening, and Workers' Party is maybe trying to help her to get this thing sorted out. However, after the admission in Parliament, the Workers' Party suddenly saw, I think the leadership saw a overwhelming wave of anti-Raeesah Khan comments, and everybody is criticizing Workers' Party and criticizing her, and I think there's a knee-jerk reaction within the Workers' Party leadership, and they suddenly just announced they're going to form a disciplinary panel to review Raeesah Khan's admission of lying. And this came as a shock for Raeesah Khan because right from the beginning, right from early August, Pritam Singh and perhaps Sylvia Lim as well, and perhaps Raeesah as well, they are the top three leaderships. They already have known this entire thing for months. And then for these three to suddenly form a disciplinary panel, which consists of the three of them as well, that is just a massive conflict of interest. And with what Minister Edwin Tong say is a self-serving, because in essence that they are disciplining themselves, but they will not discipline themselves, so they throw all the blame on Raeesah Khan, and this is what I feel that is quite despicable. This is not, they should have recused themselves from the disciplinary panel, and they should have actually assigned different other MPs to actually take over the disciplinary panel and actually do fact finding. But they know that they cannot do that, because if they do that, then they will be found out that they are now accomplice in the lie, because they have already known that she's lying right after her speech within a week of her initial speech in early August. And then but the Pritam Singh as the leader of the opposition, Sylvia Lim as the chairman of the Workers' Party, and Faisal Manam, I'm not sure what is the petition, they did not tell anyone that her initial speech is actually a lie. They did not open a press conference. They did not tell the parliament. In fact, in early October, when Raeesah Khan was questioned again, they were in parliament as well, and they kept quiet. That is wrong. Which is why they, being in the disciplinary panel, and then decided to later in their press release say that they would have sacked her anyway, is a huge hypocrisy. That is totally wrong. It's totally wrong, I feel. They could have solved the problem in within the first week of the parliamentary speech in early August, and just say and then admit to the world that she lied, and then she says sorry to the public, and then maybe they can move on, and maybe she can continue to be an MP, and then just discharge her from MPship and tell her to go to demote her to just a volunteer and activist, and not an MP in the future generation election. But they did not. They decided to play along, hoping that the parliament will not chase her anymore. The police will forget about this thing. But because they actually investigated and asked her again, and she did not admit something, the PAP sensed something is wrong. That's why they dig further, and then this is the result that we are seeing now. That's why we have this hearing now, and then now we hear all these amazing revelations that the Workers' Party leadership that we trusted so much and we pinned so much hope on actually became part of the lie. And this is hard to forgive. So Raeesah Khan, why she resigned was because when after they formed the disciplinary panel in the Workers' Party, they invited all the party members to actually write in their opinions and thinking or questions, and then they willing to interview or talk to anyone that have any concerns. However, no one knows that these three people in the disciplinary panel actually know the entire truth right from the beginning, which Lo Pei rightly pointed out that these people is going to have a warped view of the entire situation, and they will only think that Raeesah Khan is actually wrong. But actually the top three party leadership of Workers' Party actually have partake in this lie, they were initially not inside this lie. Initially it's just a Raeesah Khan thing. However, they partake in it, and to her, she felt that this is ethically and morally wrong, that they just throw all the blame on Raeesah Khan for extending this lie for months, and so Raeesah Khan, understanding that she no longer have the support of her colleagues, especially the colleagues. I think the MPs in Sengkang GRC no longer support her. Probably also because they did not know better of all the true facts of everything. She felt that she's alone essentially, and she no longer that even the party leadership that she depended on actually turned on her by forming the disciplinary panel, which initially was promised to Raeesah Khan that there will be no disciplinary action will be taken against her, but she was surprised when the disciplinary panel was actually formed, and then she essentially got backstabbed. So that's why she decided to resign, because there's no way forward anymore. And I agree that that's probably the right thing to do, which I also covered in the previous video, that that's what she should do. And unfortunately, we still have this committee of privileges hearing, and Raeesah Khan, being quit as a member of the Workers' Party, can now speak freely and truthfully about everything that had happened. And in her speech and in her revelations, of course, mentioned Lo Ping, which is why Lo Ping appeared. And in Lo Ping is a very honest and forthcoming person. I really like her. I think that she is MP grade, MP caliber. She can be an MP because of how truthful she is and how candid she is. And she mentioned about Nathan being another member that is privy to all this information that's happened with Raeesah Khan, which is why the two of them actually appeared, and they managed to share all this information. And I think that they did the right thing, because the country must come first, the system must come first, the party comes second. So they made the right move, and then now we have all this revelation that the top three party leaders in Workers' Party actually did not honor their words to Raeesah Khan. They did not be truthful to the public, to the parliament, and then they come out with a action and statement that decided to backstab and perhaps even obscure their position. That they, from I'm not mistaken, the press release made it sounds like the party leadership was shocked that she lied in the very late stage. Like they know only very late, in early November, in 1st of November, like that, like the very, very late, suddenly they then realize, that she lied, kind of thing. That's why they have this punishment of, wanted to actually sack her. And that is actually untruthful, because they already know since August that she lied. So the entire press released the press statement from Workers' Party actually is not valid anymore, in retrospect. So this is the entire story. I believe, because these videos are now up, means that the entire report from the Committee of Privileges is now submitted to the Parliament. So I think there will be more drama to come, as the Parliament will debate upon the report from the Committee of Privileges, and we probably will see more. And but this is going to spell disaster for Workers' Party, because now because a lot of the Workers' Party members and MP are actually patriots. They love Singapore, and then Singapore actually comes first before party. So if this thing happen, I think the trust and faith in the leadership of the Workers' Party will now be broken, or at least severely damaged, because originally people has just lost trust and faith in Raeesah Khan. But however, with these revelations from the Committee of Privileges hearing, it shows that the party leader cannot be trusted as well, or at least he have done a grave mistake along with Sylvia Lim. So Sylvia Lim and Pritam Singh, and to a smaller extent Faisal. So would we see a demand within the Workers' Party ranks to ask them to step down over this issue? I think that's a possibility. I'm not so sure. We must not forget that there's another faction within the Workers' Party that actually kind of lost the internal civil war, which was the faction led by Chen Shaomao. Chen Shaomao faction actually led a challenge against Low Tia Kiang's leadership, and they lost the challenge. Which then after that they did not manage to kind of challenge again because of the appointment of Pritam Singh, and perhaps they wanted to let Pritam Singh have a chance, because Low Tia Kiang is a step down already, and Pritam Singh is his own man. But I think with this saga and all this breaking, what I call explosion in the face of the Workers' Party leadership, I think any other factions within the Workers' Party may now seek to challenge the leadership. So we might going to be able to see some serious shuffling within a Workers' Party. Of course, party issues mostly are very internal. It's very hard to see from the public eye. If I know everything, if I see anything, I'll share on the channel. For now, I think this is a good coverage of what had happened over the hearings, the almost 9 hours worth of hearing that is published online to the public. I recommend you to just don't take me at my words. I recommend you to actually watch through everything, and hopefully in sequence. This one, then after this one, then this one, then this one, then this one, then this one. Then actually you have a sense. Don't jump. If you jump, it gets rather confusing sometimes, because whatever she said leads to what she said, leads to what she said leads to her coming back for clarification, and all these things. I think this video should come before this, if I'm not wrong. But anyway, this is my coverage of what happened the past few days. I'm not so excited, like yesterday I was like, wow, oh my god, it's so wow. Now I just after 8.5 hours of very serious hearing, it's rather numbing. So I hope you get a clearer summary and idea of what had actually transpired, especially during the Committee of Privileges hearing. I'm pretty satisfied with how the PAP ministers and representative actually conducted themselves. I think they are very fair and neutral. And there's also one Workers' Party MP that's on the committee, so it's not just pure PAP kind of thing. So from my point of view, I think it's rather fair. Of course, there seems to be a certain preconceived idea of what actually transpired, which you can actually kind of hear it in the questioning, where they're trying to dig if that is the truth, is what they're thinking, the reality. And I think like Lo Pei and Nathan, they all have been very sharp, and they did not kind of fall into the trap that incriminates the Workers' Party. But in the end, the truth is the truth. And in the end, no matter how hard they try to sugarcoat or try to cushion the entire the fall and the damage or the heat, the actual truth that came out is that the party leadership is actually a active partaker of this lie. So so I hope you can subscribe to this channel, help me grow this channel, then I can eventually monetize this channel. And please like this video, and when you like, it will be likely to recommend to more people, so more people can see this, and hopefully more people will subscribe and help me grow this channel. And thank you for listening. I know it's a very long video, but hope you learn more about the context, and you don't need to spend 8.5 hours watching the entire hearing. But I encourage you to watch it if you really want the truth. and form your own conclusion. I'm Walking Problem, and see you in the next video.